Hello and welcome back, Crypto Nation. This is Vincent B, and today we're going to get into the Gunbot some more. If you would like to purchase the Gunbot, I will leave a link below with a 10% off coupon for the month of August. And keep in mind that there is a limited number of licenses, so you may want to go ahead and secure your licenses now before they sell out. And also, by purchasing through me, you will help to support my channel, so I greatly appreciate that. And I'm going to give back by helping you out to the best of my ability with getting set up and optimizing your configurations, so that you can get the most out of your bot. And also, I've set up a Discord channel, and this will be a place that we could get together and share strategies and techniques and success stories as far as what trading pairs are working for us, and how well they're working, and things like that. So what should we talk about first here? I'm gonna go into these settings, and some people said they were having a hard time reading them, so I'm gonna go ahead and read my settings. Let's look at the license is 0.1 per exchange, and again there's a 10% off coupon down below that you can use when you click my link. You can then put in that coupon, and it's available for the month of August when you use my link. So now on the site also there is a tutorial section that I suggest you read first, and also there are forum posts by Gunther on how I run it. I'll pull that up real quick, and that is a very good place to get started with determining how to pick a coin. I could tell you which coins that I'm running, but it changes from day to day and from hour to hour, so I can't really keep you updated all the time on what you should be running. So it's better if you know how to pick yourself what's good to run. It's called Gunbot the way I run it -Gunthy. So there he has some settings. Just noticed that he has 3 as his buy level. The default is 0.1, so might have to try changing that. I imagine that would cause you to buy more often, so it's really up to you, your style. Everybody has their own way of trading, so it's up to you how you want to set it up. Some people don't mind holding bags. Other people want to just make small sales quickly and empty their bags. Me personally, I like to buy at the best possible price, and then I don't mind waiting even if it's several days to get a really good sale. I would rather make a 8% to 16% type of profit versus a 1% or 2%. Even if that's a couple times a day, I'd rather get 15% in 2 days than a couple 2% sales. But everybody has their own style, especially if you're just getting started. You like to see yourself making money every day, and then as you get more confident, you might not mind waiting a day or two to make that big sale. It also depends on how many coins you're running. If you're like me and you're running 30 different pairs, then I'm not trying to get constant sales. quite as often because I have so many pairs running that if I'm just going for small sales, then I'd rather wait. I'd rather spread out into 30 different coins and wait for some big sales versus just running a couple pairs and just trying to get small pairs on those. But both methods can work good. It depends on what coin you're running, what the market's doing. There's a lot of factors. So if you don't know how to trade, a good place to start is this learncrypto.io. There's plenty of good channels out there. There's plenty of free content out there. This is not free, but it's a higher level of training, and it will allow you to become certified with the Wyckoff Stock Institute. They were founded in 1930 by a technical trader. He's really the grandfather of technical analysis. It's Richard D. Wyckoff. And the Wyckoff Stock Market Institute has been the leader in teaching technical trading for the past 85 years. Thousands of traders have chosen to learn at Wyckoff SMI for its proven trading techniques and invaluable proprietary market indicators. Rest assured, choosing Wyckoff SMI to help you become a better investor or trader, it's the right choice. So there's a link for that down below, and you can sign up and join the Wyckoff community. There's also a good forum that they've just set up, and you can find me over there as well, discussing what's good pairs and good techniques. So I've been having really good results with the bot and also with trading manually, and that is because of the trading techniques that I've learned through the Wyckoff Stock Market Institute. So really, I would recommend signing up and learning how to trade before you get the bot. Nobody really wants to take the time to learn proper technical analysis, and I think that that's more important than a trading bot. You're going to make way more money learning how to trade properly, and also you will learn how to use the bot much more efficiently by knowing how to pick the proper pair and knowing what, being able to do technical analysis and analyze where that coin's gonna go, so you know how much to set your gain, what to set your Bollinger Bands at, how much to trade with. Just there's so much that you can learn from technical analysis. It's not just a matter of putting in the right numbers. There's no magical configuration that you can put in here to make the kind of money that I'm making. I can help you as much as I can, but you're really better off learning how to do it yourself. But it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and still secure the license before they sell out nonetheless, or to try some of the things that I'm trying. But there's no guarantees. Okay, I can't be held responsible if this doesn't do good for you. It's just what I'm doing and what's working for me. You're ultimately responsible for your own decisions. So let's go ahead and see how good I've done with the bot since my last video. We'll go ahead and add these up real quick. If you want to skip ahead, you're feel free to. I figure I'll add these up live, and then you can see that I'm not making it up, and also you can see the settings I'm using for each coin. As I add these up, I'm going to go through every tab, and you can copy these. One thing to note, I have just turned my low BB settings up recently because the market is doing good. Let's go ahead and look at that real quick. I haven't checked lately. Let's take a look at how the market's doing. So Bitcoin's dropping off quite a bit, and that tends to be good for the alts. As Bitcoin goes down, the alts tend to go up. So it's a good time to set your gains higher and set your low Bollinger Band higher, and maybe lower the setting on your high Bollinger Band. And why that is your lower Bollinger Band determines when you're going to buy. Okay, you buy low. So the higher you set your low band, let me try to explain it visually. Here's your low band, okay? Now the percentage in the bot, that's right here, low band, 44%, okay? That's because I like DCR and I want to buy DCR. I don't mind holding DCR, it's going to do great. So 44% would be right about here, okay? Almost halfway. 100% will be the middle line. Same thing from the top band. 0% would be on the top band. 100% from the top band would be the middle band. Low band, 0% would be on the low band. 100% would be the middle band. People keep asking me that. I'm trying to explain it the best I can. 0% is on the band. 100% would be the middle band. If you still don't understand, Phil, don't hesitate to ask. But I'm not sure how else to explain it. Also, you can also use negative numbers. So a negative number would take you on the other side of the band. So negative 10 would be down here on the low band. Negative 10 on the high band would be up above the high band. So if you have a negative number for your high band, it's only going to sell when the coin is really shooting up high or mooning. Like see over here where it's went up above. See how it's went way up above the high band? Now that doesn't happen very often, so if you're using negative numbers, you're going to very rarely make sales, but when you do, you're going to really sell at a great point. But you're going to have to be really patient if you want that to fire. Okay, I like to keep my high band actually pretty high because the other factor that determines when you sell is your gains. So you could set your gains low and your high band high in good sells, or you could set your gains high and your low band high and also get good sales, but only when you make a good percentage gain. So your percentage gain is how much above the price where you bought it at. So the bot will not sell at a loss. It will always sell at the percentage above where it bought, depending on where you specify and depending on where your high band is. Okay, I'm more concerned about my gains than the bands, but you can use different combinations depending on how you want to do it, and it also depends on the pair. If the pair is moving up, then you might want to set your high band low so that you get the good point, and also you might want to set your gain high so that you get a good point. That's if the coin is moving up. If the coin or if the pair is moving down, then you're going to want your gains lower and your high band higher so that you can make a sale easier. If you're moving sideways or if you're moving down, then you're probably not going to make the sale anyways, unless you set your band at like 100+%. But you don't want to be selling when you're moving down anyways. You don't really want to be buying a lot when you're moving down either. If you are running a pair and the coin's dumping, one thing that you can do is take your low band and set that either very low. I like to set it to like 1, or a lot of times I'll set it at 10% if the coin's moving down. If it's really dumping, you might want to even set it to a negative number, and that'll keep it from buying a lot on the way down. If it's really dumping, you might want to stop the pair altogether and wait for it to find support. Okay, now support is, and this is why you need to know your basic trading. You don't want to catch a falling knife is what they say. So if the coin's dumping, you don't want to try to grab it because it might drop even further. Okay, so support level is where it's hit a certain level before and kind of stayed around that level. That's your support level. It catches it. Your resistance is what stops it from going up. Now also resistance will become your support once you break through it. Okay, if you don't understand these basic things, you really need to learn some basic trading, and maybe just set your bot at your default settings of 25 Bollinger Band and 2% gains. And then, just keep everything default if you don't really know what you're doing. Don't try to copy me and end up with some crazy settings that might not work good for you. Okay, so we're gonna add up. We're gonna go ahead and add up how I've done now. Decred 0.0098493 Satoshi plus Mysterium 0.00134781 plus Pivx, which is a fork of Dash, 424195. You can stake Pivx, and it has master nodes, which makes it hold support well. It's good to know your fundamentals of your coin. It's good to know the basic technology behind them. Take the time to study these things. It'll make you a way better trader. Don't depend on your bot to do everything for you, or you're only going to get 1% gains. And we want like 5% gains is what I like to shoot for. But I've hit as high as 10 and 15%. But that's because I knew that the coin was going to do well, and I went ahead and set my gains high. Thank you everybody who's been sending me the very valuable links. I have to look into a lot of things you sent me. Somebody said to run the bot on a virtual server. That's a brilliant idea. I'm going to look into that. And that way it will run good even when there's a power outage. That's brilliant. And also it won't slow your computer down. So thank you to who sent me that. And to the person that sent me the different tracking. The different sites for tracking things. And also thank you all very much for the kind words of support and the likes. So please smash that thumbs up button. It motivates me to keep making these videos and keep sharing what's working good for me. And thank you for your support, guys. That really motivates me to keep trying to help you guys. I like helping people anyways. I spend hours every day answering emails. I don't know if I'm always going to be able to do that. I keep getting more and more emails every day. That's why I set up the Discord channel. Also there's a Telegram when you sign up for the bot, and I can let you know what that is if you're interested. But that's for all bot users. I want to set up exclusive channels just for my team, so that we can work together as a more close-knit type family. Today looks to be a very good day for the bot and for trading as well. When a coin starts to do really good, I like to actually switch into manual mode and just set stop limits. So you can see which coins are doing good for me. And this doesn't even count my manual trades, which I've been doing very good with Dash, Lisk, Monero. I was writing them up. And we'll go to those. We'll go into those next. Let's go ahead and wow. Is that right? Oh my goodness. Did I mess something up there, guys? I might have to stop the video and double check this, make sure I didn't mess up, because that's $573. Let me pause the video and double check my math, make sure I didn't add something wrong. That's unbelievable. Hold on, let me add these up again. I'll get right back to you. Make the video and talk about things and add and everything at the same time, so it's actually 0.07. That's a lot closer to what I got earlier. It's 0795, which is $283. Here's my account. When I woke up this morning, it was 29.15. So I gotta write down Satoshi value too. Keep in mind the USD can be deceptive. You should write down your Satoshi value. With the price of Bitcoin fluctuating, it could seem like you're losing money when you're not. It's more important to look at the Satoshi level. Okay, so I was at 29.15 when I woke up, and now we're at 31.60. So I'm up $245. And 280 of that is the bot, and that's over what, a couple days since my last video, so not bad. I think a couple of these have actually been running since my last video, but not many of them. and they weren't running that long, so maybe 3 days worth. So I'm not sure what exactly I'm making a day or what the exact percentages is, but it's probably around 2-3%. I want to say 1% of 3,000 would be 30. So $60 a day times 3 would be 180 at 3%. It's not bad. It works really well, and for the most part you can leave your default settings and do really good. The more you trade with on a good pair, the better you're gonna do. I'll go ahead and read, let's read Decred, since that's what has been doing good for me. My gain, I have at 11%. That's really high. I would say to keep yours around 3 or 4%. Even 2% will work good. I like to take it up to 7. I have it at 11 right now because I don't want it to sell while Decred is shooting up, and Decred's been doing very well. Let me read my settings and we'll look at the coins. My low band's 44. That's because I want it to buy and the coin's going up. 25 is the default, and that works good. If you don't want it to buy because the coin's going down, you can turn it to 15 or even 5 or less, and that'll keep it from buying as much. It'll only buy at a very good point when it's at the bottom of the band. Your security margin, be careful you don't set that too low with your lower band too high, because it will buy and sell. It'll sell and then buy and sell and then buy several times, so be careful with how low you set your security margin. I really like to just keep mine up at really that should be at 66%, because you're better off just to hold the coin and wait for it to come back up. If it's a decent coin, it will eventually come back up within a couple days. You just gotta be patient. If it's like a doo-doo coin and you're not you're afraid it's gonna dump on you, then maybe you can set your security margin a little bit lower, but that's up to you. I'll turn these max latest prices for BB calculation up for a better idea of where the bands are. It does say where the bot is calculating your bands. There's some very good information here. If you read everything in here, it tells you your last buy order, its status, it's waiting to sell, and the price is too low. It'll tell you if it needs to be faster or slower, and it will speed up or slow down, and that is relation to your bot timing down here, your time delay. Be careful not to set this too low, especially if you're running a lot of coins. Your candlesticks, I like to run at 15. You can set that lower if the pair is not getting a lot of action. Is what I think is a good point to put it slower, is if the coin is just kind of just real small movements. If you take your candlesticks down, I believe it'll look at a more blown up version of the chart, because that's what happens if you turn this down to, let's say, 1 minute. You can see it's like zooming in, versus if you were to turn it down to 1 day, you see it zooms out. So your 1 day is good to take a far out look at what the coin's doing, the general trend of it. The other thing I like to do is go to your 30-minute and pull up your moving average for the 200 day. If you're below your 200 day moving average, then chances are you will be moving up above the 200 day, so that's a good time to go ahead and get in and start the pair. You don't want to start a pair, for instance, here if it's way up above your 200 day. That's not a good time to start buying. So if you're here, you probably want to turn your low band down. You definitely don't even want to add the pair when you're way up here. Okay guys, don't chase coins. If a coin's doing really good, wait for a pullback. Wait for a correction, wait for it to come back down and consolidate. That's when to go ahead and add your pairs and turn your low band up. This is consolidation when it kind of goes sideways. Okay, and then when it goes down low, that's a good time to buy, because then most likely you're going to be going back up within the next day or two. Let's go ahead and look at the coins I'm running. Or before that, let's look at some of my orders. Some of these are me, but mainly these are the bot. Gotta find something that I know is the bot. I mean, I see lots of buys. I'm trying to match up a buy with a sell. Like this mist here. I don't know if it's sold mist though. So there's the sell. Be nice to find something closer together. Well, you know what we'll do? We'll just go here and type mist. So here we see the bot. The bot bought it at 32,000 Satoshi, and then the bot sold it at 32,657 Satoshi. So you would have to multiply that by the units, and that would be your profit. But luckily the bot keeps track of all that. So now it's repurchased some more. What else would be good to look at? Decred. A lot of action with Decred. See, we bought it here at 779 Satoshi and then sold at 849 Satoshi. So see what else has done good. VTC has done really good. It's 0.02. That's because I set high gains and I knew VTC was going to take off because there was a conference. You want to buy the rumors, sell the news. So it's bought at 232.97 and 237.46, and then sold at 243. So just for that one sell there, let's go ahead and we'll do the math on that real quick. $243.96. units, which were 20. This isn't exact, but it'll give you an idea just off that one, trade. And it's nice. It's working 24/7. It has no emotion, so it's not gonna FOMO. It's not gonna FUD. It's not gonna fear missing out. It's not going to panic sell. It's just gonna do what it's programmed to do and only sell at the gain that you tell it to sell at. So, if you're patient, it's going to make you money 24/7. Let's go ahead and look at the coins. Some of my top picks. Neo, I'm manually trading, keeping a majority of my Neo in the wallet to stake the gas. Just showing you this in my BitConnect wallet to show you my Coinbase. My buys are disabled, so I haven't been able to purchase any Bitcoin, and BitConnect's been down, so I haven't had any income coming through to that. But yet you could see that I'm continuing to stake coins and stack Satoshis. Well, I'm up some more since I started the video. I'm up like $40. This thing is great, you guys. If you're on the fence about this bot, I really don't know what you're waiting for. There is a learning curve to it. When you first start it up, there might be a delay in getting your license approved. There is a human being that has to approve your license, so it's up to them to set you up, so you might get an error for that. Also, when you first start it, you're gonna get some errors because it doesn't have any market data yet, so you can fix that by doing a very small purchase, and that will give the bot some basic data and allow it to then sell and collect more data, and then it can calculate the bands better, and then you'll stop getting so many errors. But basically, don't worry about the errors so much. You're going to have different random errors here and there. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just give it some time, and a lot of times it'll work itself out. That's mainly just for the programmer, I think, to work on it. It's Mr. Gunther De Niro is the person that created the software, and that's why it's called the Gunbot. And showed you the site, the tutorials. Go ahead and study everything on here. If you go to the site map, and then go to how to fix the crash. When the window pops up when you're loading a config file, do not hit cancel or OK. Just let it shut down. It'll take a minute. Don't press anything, you'll have the GUI crash. So there's some useful tips over here like that. We got Gunbot configs, tools, and tutorials. Highly recommend you check out the tutorials, and also this gunthy.org. A lot of good stuff here. I've seen some other ones too, but just go ahead and Google how Gunbot there was one where he shows the bands. I think that's under the tutorials. Yeah, here it is, the way I run it under tutorials on the site. select your market, tells you how to set up your API key, select your balance, your buy and sell strategy. There's also step gain. I've heard people have a lot of success with. I'm gonna start looking into that. The Bollinger Band's more for beginners. Configure, save, start, repeat. Make sure if you change anything you hit save. A lot of good stuff here, guys. Go ahead and I'll do a video where I break this down more, but just kind of pointing you in the right direction. Here's how the bands work. Okay, there's 25% in. Excuse me. Yeah, so check that out, guys. There's a lot of good stuff on the site. Just take the time to read this. It'll really help you out. OMG is another one I'm manually trading. Litecoin 2 and Lisk. I like to manually trade ones that are really shooting up so I can put in stop limits and ride it up. But you can only watch so many coins, and that's why I like the bot, to then manage all the other coins that I'm not watching. Like the cred. Got some nice wave action here. And this is what you want so that the bot can buy and then sell. Vert. Your MACD is useful because it shows you where it's going. If your black is below the red, that's a bear market. If the black is above the red, that's a bull market. Very useful tool. I could see that we're going further into a bear market here, so I'm going to go ahead and sell before it gets much worse, because I've already made money coming up. So I'm going to lock in profits. Don't be afraid to go ahead and lock in some profits. You don't have to sell everything, but it's always good to lock in a little something. That's really if you're not using the bot, though. The bot will, of course, make the sell for you. You can always manually trade too, though. Somebody asked, can I manually trade? Yeah. As far as I know, that doesn't really affect it much. If the bot has already sold, though, and you try to buy back in, which is really not something you should do, but the bot will then sell. Also, if you put in any kind of order that is not instant, so if you put a stop order or a sell order that is gonna happen, you know, later, there's a chance the bot is gonna cancel those orders. So keep that in mind. Cloak's looking good today. So does Siacorn. It's always good to nibble as you're buying. You know, whenever you see a good point, don't spend everything you have. Just spend a little bit, because there might be a better opportunity coming. It's all about patience. Trading is all about patience. It takes money from the impatient and gives it to the patient. So don't be impatient. Markets are 24/7. They're not going anywhere. Mysterium looks good. Everything looks good today, guys. Hope you guys make a lot of money. This weekend should be an epic weekend for botting and trading. Keeping an eye on ETC. I'm not running it, I'm just kind of watching it. Funfair. You want to look for higher highs and higher lows. That's the indication of a pair trending upwards, and that's what you want, but not too much upwards. Because if you jump on something that's really shooting up, there's a chance you're buying in at the peak. So don't FOMO, guys. It'll come back down. No matter how good it looks, it'll always come back down. Just wait for it to pull back. Always buy on red volume and sell on green volume. And your MACD can help you see where it's going. Like, see how the black's going up above the red? It's a good time to wait for a sell. You don't want to be buying here. You want to buy when the black's below the red. Like, see how it's way below the red here? But you don't want to buy with everything you got. You would maybe buy a little bit here and then wait. You see the black below the red again, buy a little bit more here and then wait. And then eventually this is going to come back up. And when you see that red or the black up above the red, like here, is where you sell. So where you'd see that black way up above the red, be a good point to sell. You got to know these basics really before you even bought. You should at least know the basics like that. Stratus, you see how the black was above the red? That would have been a good point to sell, but now it's going down, so it's just crossing. So in a little bit the black will be further below the red and a better point to buy will be coming. Here we see the black below the red, and it's kind of going parallel, so which means it's going to go down a little bit more. So you could maybe wait a little bit for a better time to get in. What's called an entry point. Okay, here we see the black going below the red, so it's going to be going down. I'm going to go ahead and get out a little bit. If you say conditional and less than or equal to, you can set a stop order, and that way you'll sell if it falls any further below that point, and that way if it goes up you won't sell. You'll only sell if it goes down. And then if it goes up more, you can wait and either raise your stop limit up more, and it's called a trailing stop, and you could follow it up. You know, that way you don't sell everything. You could always sell a little bit. Don't be afraid to sell a little bit if it's high, and then put in a stop, and then wait for it to go up more, sell a little bit more, raise up your stop a little bit, and that's how you follow it up, and don't sell everything and then have it moon and then you're mad because you missed out. So that's pretty much what I'm running. Here we see a jump across the creek. Very bullish indicator. There's actually several jumps here, so that would make me think that NEM's looking very strong. The MACD, it didn't even cross there, so it's going back up. I'm gonna go ahead and buy some more. I'm gonna put it in bid, and I'm gonna do some spear fishing, where you order at the last price. Because if you just bid, there's a chance that it's just gonna shoot up from here and you're not gonna get that bid in. I might not even get the last price in. This looks very bullish, but NEM hasn't really been shooting up a lot. It's probably gonna go to its last high, maybe about either here or here. You know, if you hit that point, that's a good point to sell. So you can calculate, you know, how much greater of a percentage that is, and set the bot, and then the bot will watch it for you. That's how I'm able to trade 50 different pairs while keeping an eye on a couple select ones, in which I have a bulk of my portfolio in. So you really can't even count what the bot's making. You can't count the total balance, because a lot of that balance is stuff that I'm manually trading. The bot isn't even trading it. For example, the Litecoin, the Neo, and I was trading Dash and Monero manual too, and I made a lot off of Dash last night, and Monero, and Lisk. Oh my. Because Lisk is rebranding. What's Lisk doing? I might have closed it out because, okay, we're going back down, so better entry point might be coming. You can tell by your MACD. Once you see that black line coming back up to the red, that means your chance of buying is running out. Your entry point's going away. What's Quantum doing today? Where's Quantum at? I think I closed it out because I didn't think it was. I just wanted to show you. I think the bot sold. No. I told Nick in the Telegram. Let's see if I was right. I told him there was a bull flag, and I told him to watch out for things above the 200 day. So he was like, but that's above the 200 day. I said, I don't know if that's a good point to get in. I said, yeah, but there's a bull flag right here. See how this kind of looks like a flag right here? And then it went down short term, and it took about a day, but now look at it. Let's look at the MACD. So we might be going back down. I'm going to go ahead and sell a little bit. That's how I do it. You sell a little bit here, buy a little bit there, and works great for me. So I hope this has been helpful. If it has, please give me a like. Feel free to share, and please subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Any questions, leave below. And I'll try to answer some more questions in my next video. I hope this came out okay. I know the bot makes the video kind of laggy sometimes, and sorry for these long videos, but I could talk about this all day. It's what I do all day, so I love talking about it. I love sharing it. I love helping people to make money. So I hope you join my team and follow me in this money-making venture that I'm doing here on YouTube. And also my Twitter is going to be down there. I need to start putting out on Twitter what I think is going to be doing good, because I've been dead on in everything that I've predicted. What was the other ones I've predicted? Dash, Lisk. I've just been calling them left and right lately. So I'm getting better and better at technical analysis. I'm working my way through the learncrypto.io. Highly recommend that if you want to learn how to trade like a pro. Some really good stuff over here. And I'm gonna leave you all with that. Have a good weekend, and I'll be talking to you soon. Good luck trading, and I'm out.